بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين الصلاة والسلام على رسوله الكريم وعلى آله وأصحابه ومن استنى بسنته إلى يوم الدين. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته, brothers. So I hope that all of you had gone through the exercise or the page that I gave you with a list of 20 words. We'll talk about those tomorrow, inshallah ta'ala. And tomorrow I will give you another list of 20 words because we have to increase our vocabulary. And most of these words that we have on that page, if you don't have it, I already emailed you to the brothers. If someone doesn't have it, you missed it, you SMS me your email address and I can email you everything from the beginning. So far we did 3 lessons and 2 exercise paper, so I can send them back again to you, no problem. So tomorrow we're gonna take a quick, like a quiz type of thing. So I will tell you the Arabic word, you just give me the English meaning, just like any vocabulary language. We'll do it inshallah ta'ala tomorrow. And I will ask, what is the status of it, okay? What is the gender of it? What is the number of it? So, and it's all from the 20 words that I get. And inshallah ta'ala tomorrow I will prepare another 20 list of 20 words from the Quran, okay? So we increase our vocabulary more. And we'll have our today's lesson, okay? And we can include this one with tomorrow also. So today's lesson, before we start, we'll do a quick review of the things of lesson 1, 2, and 3. I'll go through very quickly because we don't have much time, because now the Fajr is a bit late. So by the time we finish, we should be probably 6:30. Inshallah, we'll be finishing. So we know there are 3 kinds of words in Arabic. Everybody should know that now. Ism, fi'l, and harf. Isms are basically very similar to noun, but in Arabic, in ism, there are ideas included in ism, like education is an ism, revelation is an ism, adjective, like if I say this person is a tall person, in English we call it adjective, but it comes under ism. Also adverb, okay, I ran very quickly. The quickly is also an ism, okay, name of the places, name of any person, all these things are ism. Fail is something very similar to verb. Okay, we talked about that, but not exactly. We'll talk about when we come to feel. But it's something like I ate, I slept, all these things are fail. And harf is something that doesn't make any sense by itself unless there's a word after it, like in, at, on, okay, which is very similar to preposition in English. So these are the things we talked about in the first lesson. Then we said we're going to talk about ism, which is the large part of the Arabic language, and ism has 4 properties. Like a car has 4 wheels, ism has 4 properties: status, number, gender, and type. And we are learning status now, and we are learning status, we'll talk about number and gender. So what is status? Status means a word, an ism, can be a doer of a sentence. So if I say Ronnie is talking, so Ronnie is the doer. So he's the ism. Ronnie obviously the ism is a name, but not only is his status, he's doing something in the sentence. So it's a doer. Or it could be details, like I gave Abdullah $10. Okay, who did I give it to? Abdullah. So it's a detail. How much I gave it to? $10. So Abdullah, $10. All these things are details, and that's called nasab. And then jar is a word that comes after of, like the house of Samir, okay, so Samir's house, or my pen, okay, my laptop of mine. So anything comes after of, but sometimes we don't say the word of, we say as like my, your, his, his car is meaning like car of his, so that is also jar, because anything that comes after of is jar. So these are the 3 types of status we talked about, and we gave some examples. And then we said, the factor between ism and the time factor, ism is always indicates it's a permanent thing. Like, whenever Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala use something as an ism, it's a permanent. We give an example, like, the names of the prophets, like they are always permanent, okay? Although their actions are not there anymore, okay? We can't say that, I saw Adam is walking, because Adam is not here anymore. But the name Adam is ism, and it's always permanent. Feel is dependent on the time. If I say I slept last night, that action is finished, okay? So we talked about this also. We say the word, order, or position in Arabic sentence doesn't matter. Like in English, the order the doer must come at the beginning. And if you say it in a passive way, it comes after by. Like if I say, Abdullah is walking, so Abdullah has to in the beginning. We cannot say, is Abdullah walking, or walking is Abdullah. You cannot say like this in English. But in Arabic, we can say that way. Arabic, the order doesn't matter. What it matters, how the word is formed. If the word is status, we have to look at the word and we have to see if it is the doer, or is it the nasab, or is it the jar. So that's why the order does not matter in Arabic in most of the cases. Okay. Now the last thing we talked about, this is the light versus heavy, and the light versus heavy means, the word that we have a chart. I will show you the chart again, and I tell all the brothers, if you really are interested to learning this, you must go through the chart and memorize the chart. Okay, Muslimun, Musliman, Muslimin. I'll show you the chart again. So if you take the noon sound out of it, basically that's a general rule that it becomes light. So in general, all Arabic words are heavy. Heavy means they all have a noon sound at the end most of the time, okay? Like an, in, okay, like this, okay? But there are some cases you make a word light, okay? There are 4 cases you make a word light. We'll talk about these 4 cases later on, but just remember the 4 cases. And when something becomes light, we take the noon sound out of it, okay? So if we say Musliman, we say Muslima, okay? If we say Muslimin, we say Muslimi, okay? Muslimani, we say Muslima, okay? We don't see that noon sound at the end, okay? But you have to remember, you don't take all the noon out. Sometimes noon is a part of the word, okay? Like Harun is a name. Harun is the name of a prophet, right? But you cannot say that, okay, to make it like, I just say Haru, I take the noon out. No, you're not saying his name properly. So if it's the part of the word, then you don't take it out. But those are the ending combination and or ending sound. When you look at the chart, it will be more clear. And then we say, how do you know what is Rafa? Ani, Aini, Una, Ina. So Ani means dual. In Arabic we talked about in the chart that there's singular words, there are pair dual words, and also there are plural words. So in Arabic, more than 2 is plural. If it is 2, it's called pair or dual. Okay. So those are the words, and then so it's a Muslimani, Muslimaini, Muslimuna, Muslimina. So we look at that's why I'm saying the chart is very important. The chart should be your memory like a flashcard. You close your eyes and you see the chart. Okay, and then you will be. And then we also talked about if there is al at the beginning of any word. So this word is not heavy, not light. Okay, not heavy and not light. If there's a word start with al, and there's lots of words start with al in the Quran. So this was the chart we are talking about, that how we know a word is ism, a status is doer, nasab or jar. This is how we know that. So the singular column, Muslimun, Musliman, Muslimin, Muslimani, Muslimaini, Muslimaini, Muslimuna, Muslimina, Muslimina. Just the things to remember that. See that there's una as a wa, it's a long one, and ina, and we also have a feminine chart. So this is a masculine chart. And we also talked about in Arabic that when you talk about Muslimun, okay, or Muslimuna, all the Muslim, it includes man and woman. So male and female are included. But when you talk about female, it's only female. Okay, this is how the Arabic works. So this chart, I'm not going through it again because I have talked about a few times, so you must memorize this. These are the explanation of the things that we just talked about. And this is the Muslima chart. So Muslimatun, Muslimatan, Muslimatin, Muslimatani, Muslimataini, Muslimataini. Okay, this you have to go through it again and again. Okay, because if you miss it, then we will miss a lot of things in future lessons. Okay, and this one, the one is the light one. So the same thing. The previous is the Muslimun. We just take one fatha off. So Muslimu, Muslimi, Muslima and Muslimi, Muslima, Muslimai. See that the dual one, the nasab and jar is Muslimai. It was Muslimaini. So we take the noon out. Okay. So this is the light version of the same chart. Light version of the same chart. So this is what we did up to lesson 3. Okay. So today we're gonna do lesson 4. Lesson 4 is something called flexibility. Okay. What is flexibility? Flexibility is another thing, just like light versus heavy. Flexibility is there are words in Arabic, okay, they take all the form, they are flexible. So when it is Rafa, they take one form like Muslimun. When they are Nasab, they become Musliman. When they are Jar, they become Muslimin. So it can take except an, un, in, or ina or una. Okay, all these things take. But some of the words, they are not as flexible as these words. They can take only 2 forms, okay? Although they have Rafa, Nasab and Jar, we'll talk about those, okay? So they are partly flexible, okay? Some of the words, they don't work like the chart that we did, okay? Their chart is they can take only 2 kind of forms. okay? And we'll see what are the words, how you're gonna remember those words. And there are some words, they never change. Meaning, doesn't matter their doer, doesn't matter their details, doesn't matter their jar, every time they're same. Like the other words we're changing an, un, in, una, ina, ani, ani, taina, okay? But they're not gonna change. So they're not flexible at all. They say no, we are just like this. We are born like this, we'll be like this. You can't change that. Okay? So those are the words non-flexible. So just to look at the chart, so just to if you don't lose track, we are talking about status. In status, we say rafa, nasab, and jar. We talked that, and we talked about light versus heavy, and we are talking about flexibility now. Okay, so let's look at the fully flexible words. Okay, fully flexible word is just like the word. Most of the words are fully flexible in Arabic. It's just like Muslimun, Musliman. Okay, Salihun, Salihan. Okay, you can say. Rab is also Rabbun, Rabbi, okay, Rabbana, all this kind of flexible, or like fully flexible, meaning they changes forms depending on their action on the sentence. If they are doing something, they are rafa, they took u sound, okay. If they are not doing something, if there are details of it, they take a sound, and if they are off, okay, then they take the e sound, okay. So they are flexible. And all the words in the chart we say is flexible, and most of the words that I given you in the list before, most of them, I think all of them are probably flexible, fully flexible. Okay. So for fully flexible, you don't have to remember anything. Just remember that most of the words are fully flexible. We just need to know the exception one, the one that is partly flexible and one that are non-flexible, because those are small lists. Okay. So if you learn those, everything else is fully flexible. Okay, now let's talk about partly flexible. There are two categories of words, they are partly flexible. Name of places. Any name of any places are partly flexible. Okay, what is partly flexible mean? I'll tell you in a second. Also, non-Arab names. Like Ronnie obviously is a non-Arab names. Okay, so when you use the word Ronnie, okay, you have to use it as a partly flexible word, okay? What does it mean? I'm coming to say that. So any places like Makkah, Sydney, Dallas, London, any place name is these are the two categories of words. What is partly flexible means actually? Partly flexible means that this cannot do two things. They can never have tanween, meaning they can never at the end of the word, they cannot have an, un, in. First thing. They cannot never have tanween, okay? Meaning what? They are light. Remember the light versus heavy we did, okay? So light always has the nun sound, right? But these words, the partly flexible word, you cannot have tanween at the end. You cannot have you cannot say ronu ronu an, you cannot say that in Arabic, okay? Because roni is not an Arabic word, okay? And also, so obviously they are light, so there is no nun sound at the end. And also, they can never have kasra at the end. They can never have kasra at the end. Okay? So, because of this particular system that our Rafa will have, so one example we take is Ibrahim. Looks like, sounds like Ibrahim is an Arabic name, but Ibrahim is not an Arabic name, okay? Because he's from Iraq, he came to Arab land long time after, that time there's nothing called Arab, okay? So Ibrahim cannot never take kasra, meaning Ibrahim word, whenever you find, if he's doing something, if Ibrahim is doing something in the Quran, or any other Ibrahim that you know, it will be Ibrahimu. This is normal, this is Rafa, so it's doing something, okay? So, if I say Ibrahimu, Zahabun, okay? So Ibrahim is going there, okay? So that's fine, it will be Ibrahim. But it cannot have Ibrahim, not un and in, it's only Ibrahim. If it is a nasab, if I say I gave or I helped Ibrahim, it will be Ibrahima. But if I say house of Ibrahim, it cannot be Ibrahimi. It cannot take kasra. So remember this two rule. There it cannot have tanween, it cannot have kasra. Okay? Like, we say the dua, Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ala ali Muhammad kama sallaita ala Ibrahima. Okay, what is ala means? Anybody knows what al means? Family. Family of Ibrahim. Anything after of is what?
Jar.
What? Jar. So jar should be E, right? So it should be, if you follow that, it should be Ale Ibrahimi. But we never say Ale Ibrahimi. We say Ale Ibrahima. Okay, Ali Ibrahim, because the nasab and jar is still the same. It cannot have kasra at the end. Okay, so that is the rule for the partly flexible. Number one, no tanween, always light. They cannot be heavy. Okay, no tanween, and also they cannot have kasra. So their nasab and jar is always Ibrahim, as is saying here. See, both take Ibrahima, and Rafa will be Ibrahimu. Rafa will be as well as Ibrahimu without tanween. Now, in the Quran, there are lots of names of prophets, right? We have how many prophets then, brother? In Quran, 25 prophets name in the Quran, and also some other names also, like Pharaoh. Okay, we have name of Imran. Okay, Imran, the father of Maryam. Maryam is a name also there. So among all these prophets' name, only 4 prophets are Arab prophets. The names of their Arab. Okay, only 4. Okay, and the rest of the prophets are non-Arab names. Okay, a lot of people who don't know that. You don't have to know that, but because they are before the Arab land was a thing. So their names are not Arab. Okay, only the 4 prophets. Only because they are in the Quran doesn't mean this is an Arabic word. Okay, the word Pharaoh is in the Quran, and in the Quran we see Pharaoh is talking to Musa, but they are not talking in Arabic. They're talking probably in ancient Egyptian language. Musa used to talk. Musa never talked in Arabic, but Allah put the thing in the Quran in Arabic, translated in Arabic. So that's the real understand. Okay, when Ibrahim is making dua to Allah Subhanahu wa Taala, when he's building the Kaaba with Ismail, he never talked with Allah in Arabic, right? Arabic was not probably created at that time, but Allah put them in the Arabic. So those words are not Arabic. Only 4 prophets' names are Arabic, and these are the 4 prophets. Obviously, Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, Shuaib, Saleh, and Hud. Some people have argument about the Hud, but mostly say it's also Arabic name. Okay, so these 4 prophets, Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, Shuaib, Salehun, and Hudun. So they are fully flexible meaning they can take tanween. So that's why we say Muhammadun, Muhammadan, Muhammadin. We can say that, no problem. We can say Salihun, Salihan, Salihin. They are fully flexible. Okay. We can say Shuaibun, Shuaiban, Shuaibin. Okay. Depending on if they are Rafana Sabajar. That's why we say Allahumma salli ala Muhammadin, Muhammadin wa ala Muhammadin. Okay. We can say that if you open the dua, you will see like this way. Okay. So these names are normal names, like fully flexible. These are the 4 prophets. Okay. But there are some exceptions, okay? In the name, there are some exceptions. I'll show you a few exceptions. You don't need to remember all exceptions, okay? So when you go through the words, we will tell you that this word is actually exception word. So although it's not a non-Arab, it's a non-Arab name, but still is fully flexible. So there are 3 exceptions I'm going to show you today. And about those, 2 of them are prophet's name. So Lut, the prophet Lut is not an Arab name, but still it's just like them, like Salihun, Lutun, Lutan, Lutin. It can have all the forms, so it is fully flexible. Nuh, Nuhun, Nuhan, Nuhin. Okay, all these 2 prophets. Okay, and they said because if the names, Arab names are with 3 letters, if the names of a non-Arab names is 3 letters, and the middle letter is a tanween, then it's a fully flexible word. Okay, although it is a non-Arab name. So this is the exception. Okay, name of a place. As I said, all the name of a place are partly flexible, but there is few names of a place. Okay, those are fully flexible. Like one name in the Quran is called Aden. You know what is Aden? Who knows what is Aden? Jannatin Aden. Aden means the Eden, the Garden of Eden. So one of the name of Jannah, basically. Okay, we find it in a lot of verses in the Quran. Surah Al-Bayyinah, and Surah Al-Baqarah, a lot of words. Okay, so Aden is a place. It's the name of a place. So it should be act like partly flexible. But this is an exception. It can take Adun, Adinin, Adnin, Adnan, and Adnin, or Adnun. All this form can be possible. So these 3 are exceptions. Also, if a place name have al at the beginning, it works as a fully flexible. That time it can take any form. Like Pakistan. In Arabic, Pakistan is called Pakistan because there's no P in Arabic, right? If we say Pakistan by itself, then it's Pakistanu or Pakistana. But if you put in al-Pakistanu, al-Pakistana, al-Pakistani. Okay, just like in Bangladesh, you can say al-Bangladeshi, al-Bangladesha, al-Bangladeshi. Okay, so if you put an al, as soon as you put an al, it becomes fully flexible. Any word with the al. Okay. Also, this partly flexible thing. If you imagine all that thing I'm talking about, the name of the places and name of the Arab names, they are mostly singular because Salihun cannot be a plural thing. There cannot have two Salihun, right? Yeah, two person can have the name Salihun, but each of them, the word itself is a singular word. So they are all, the flexibility actually applied to singular word. So the dual and version and the other version usually doesn't have the flexibility. Another word that we're going to talk about later on, which is very common in the Quran, that is also actually comes under flexibility, like alladina. Ya ayyuhalladina amanu. So alladina, this word is also actually not fully flexible. Okay, it's partly flexible. Some people say it's actually non-flexible word. Okay, so these are the partly flexible word. Only 4 Arab names except every Arab name. So if I say Firaun, Ale Firaun, just like Ali Ibrahim, Ale Firaun. This word is in the Quran. Al means the family of the lineage of Firaun. So we can have Firaunu or Firauna. We cannot have Firauni because Firaun is a non-Arab name. Okay, so that's why. So when you learn this thing, you will hardly make any mistake when you memorize. You already know that no, I cannot have Firauni, and you can even catch people when they're reciting. You can see that they're making a mistake or not. Okay, just like the any name, non-Arab names cannot take kasra except for these exceptions. Okay. Now let's talk about the non-flexible words. As I said, non-flexible words are the words they don't change at all. There's no ruling on that. They are Rafa, Nasab, and Jar. All form is the same. And there are few names there like Musa, Isa. You never will have Musi or Musan. You never will have. Musa is always Musa. Doesn't matter in the sentence Musa is the doer, in the sentence Musa is the Rafa, or doesn't matter if it's Jar. Is Musa, is Musa. Isa is always Isa. Okay? So they don't change the word. So that's why we call them non-flexible, meaning these words doesn't change at all. Doesn't matter what is their status. Understand everybody? So and also the Haza, the word Haza. Haza al-Qur'ana. Okay? Haza, it doesn't change. And in a general rule, this is a bit more discussion in the Quran, I mean in the Arabic grammar, but that's a bit high level. We're not going to go in there. But just for the timing, you remember this word that they're Rafa, Nasab, and Jar. They're all same. They regardless which status they are in. But do not say in the other way that they don't have Rafa, they don't have Nasab. No, they have Rafa, Nasab, and Jar. If we say I helped someone named Musa, okay, or Musa gave me this, okay, Musa talked to Pharaoh, Pharaoh tried to kill Musa. They are taking the status, Rafa, Nasab, and Jar, but their form is not changing, okay? And this is why these are non-flexible words. The Haza is one of the words. Hudan, the guidance. Hudan means guidance. Guidance is also a word that is non-flexible. So anytime if a word finish with alif or what is that thing called? Anybody knows?
Yeah.
No, that's not yeah. Yeah has a dot, 2 dots at the end. Alif Maksura, very good. That's called Alif Maksura. That's Alif actually. This is also an Alif. It's called Alif Maksura. Okay. So if a word finish with that, okay, like look at the Musa word, it finish with that. Isa finish with that. Haza finish with the normal Alif. Hudan finish with the Alif Maksura. So in a general rule, if a word has the last thing is this one, so they are non-flexible. They're not gonna change their thing. Okay. So these are the topic of flexibility. We're gonna look at the chart. This is the similar kind of chart, but look at I put 3 names. So Muslimun is fully flexible. They're changing the form. Muslimun, Musliman, Muslimin. But Ibrahim is gonna only change once. Ibrahimu, Ibrahima, Ibrahima. But Musa, non-flexible. Never ever change. Musa, Musa, Musa. Okay? Doesn't matter Rafa, Nasab or Jar. But then you can ask, okay, but then how do I know that if Musa is the word Musa in the sentence, it is a Jar? Is it a Nasab or how are we going to know? You will know this, once you do these things, there's ways to know that, okay? You will understand, with the meaning, and also there are some other rules, it will be this. Like we say, if I put a word like, Ale Musa, so what is the status of Musa? Ale means family of Musa. Although the Musa name is not changing, but it is after the of. So the status of the Musa is Jar, okay? So from the other things of that. Now the last thing for today, we're gonna do some examples, okay, of this flexibility. So what is the word here? Zakaria. What is it? Is it a non-Arab name or an Arab name? Non-Arab name. It should be partly flexible, fully flexible, or non-flexible? No, actually, it's non-flexible. Finishing with alif. Finishing with alif, so it's non-flexible. Okay, so it's non-flexible. Meaning Zakaria is always Zakaria. Okay, Ya Zakaria, ya. Inna nubashiruka bi gulamin. So this is like so. It is a word that's non-flexible. Next word, Ar-Rahmani. Is it fully flexible? Fully flexible. It's not a name, right? It's an attribute of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, right? And what is the status here? Is it light or heavy? Is this word light or heavy? Brother, you tell me. No, it's not heavy. Yes, it doesn't matter because it's al there, see? It's Ar-Rahman, okay? So it doesn't really matter, okay? And also which status is it? Is it Rafa, Nasab, or Jar? Jar. Yes, it's Jar. Because Ar-Rahmani, E, finishing with E, is a Jar. Like Muslimun, Musliman, Muslimin. So it's like, it's Jar. Okay. What is this word? Harun. Haruna. So we talked about this, right? Harun is also a non-Arab name. It's a non-Arab prophet name or non-Arab name. And this is partly flexible. This is partly flexible. Okay. Next word is Mukhlisina. Mukhlisina means people who are sincere people, right? So Mukhlisina. Is it fully flexible? Fully flexible. Is it heavy or light? Brother Manzur, you tell me. Is it light or heavy?
It's heavy.
Heavy. Why?
We have the noon at the end.
Very good. And which status is it? Is it Rafa, Nasab, or Jar? Is it Nasab or Jar? Because it's Ina. Remember that, and it's plural, right? It's the last column of the chart, like Muslimuna, Muslimina, Muslimina. So Mukhlisina, Mukhlisina. Mukhlisina lahuddina hunafa, right? So this is Mukhlisina. So that's the word. Next word. Sadiqani. Sadiqani. Again, Sadiqani means the people who are truthful, right? Brother Nazmud, you tell me, is it a light or heavy word?
Heavy.
Heavy. And obviously if it is heavy, then it cannot be partly flexible or non-flexible. It's a fully flexible word. And what status is it on?
Ani is Nasab or Jar.
No, it's Rafa. It's Muslimani, the dual. The middle column, the first one. Middle column, first one. Dual, Rafa. Dual, Rafa, okay? Like Muslimani, okay? If it is Sadiqaini, that will be Rafa, Nasab or Jar, okay? Next word, Makkata. Makkata, okay? Makkah is the name of a place. So is it going to be fully flexible or partly flexible? Partly flexible, obviously. Now the partly flexible, what will be the status? What is the status? Is it Rafa? Is it Rafa now or is it Nasab or Jar? Either Nasab or Jar. Because we know Nasab or Jar take the same form in partly flexible. Makkatu is Rafa. Makkata is both Nasab or Jar. Okay? Next word, I think I have to forget. Ghulamun. Ghulamun means boy. Is it heavy? Who can tell me this one? What are some you want to participate? You have to say is it a heavy word or a light word? Ghulamun. Light or heavy? No? Heavy, of course, heavy. It's a at the end, right? It's a at the end. And it is singular, plural, or dual? Singular, yes, like Muslimun, exactly like Muslimun. And obviously then you can say the status. What is the status? Rafa. Excellent. Okay. Next word, Fir'aunu. Okay, we talked about it, right? Fir'aunu is a non-Arab name. Okay, so it is partly flexible and it is at the moment Fir'aunu, meaning it is the Rafa. So the guy Fir'aun is doing something in the sentence. Okay. Next word is Al-Biladi. Al-Biladi. Okay. So is it light or heavy?
It's light.
No, it's not light. It's the Al there. So it doesn't matter. Okay, that's the tricky part. Okay, Al-Biladi, it is which status now? Is it Rafa, Nasab or Jar? Nasab or Jar? No. It's only Jar because Al-Biladi is one Bilad. Bilad means what? What does Bilad mean? City. Good, very good. Very good. Okay. Now the last one, I think, Hudan. As I said, Hudan is a non-flexible word because it's alif maksura, so it's a special word, but we use this word a lot, hudan lil muttaqin, right? Hudan is guidance and it is a non-flexible meaning, it's always hudan. It's not going to change at all, Rafa Nasab or Jar, okay? I think that's it for today, yes. So inshallah that's it for today. So as I mentioned, tomorrow I will bring another list of 20 words, and then these 20 words that you have, we'll take a test, okay? I wish that I could tell you that, I give you the English word and you can write the Arabic, but I think that will be a bit difficult. So at the moment, we're just going to ask the meaning and the status and everything of the word, okay? So what is the meaning of this word and what is the status, just like we did now. Okay, inshallah ta'ala. Jazakallahu khairan, subhanakallahumma bihamdika, ashhadu an la ilaha illa anta, astaghfiruka wa atubu ilayk.